You know, we were supposed to have James Taylor here, the ROEW owner, but has natural selection naturally selected to take out James Taylor and his Wi-Fi? Because it seems like it. Because we were expecting James Taylor on Sportswire Radio to talk about what on earth has been going on here in ROEW. You saw what happened on Friday's show with CJ Black and Jason Storm. You've seen what natural selection has been doing, systematically decimating member by member of the ROEW roster. You saw what happened at Jacob Collins. I mean, geez, I don't know what's going on right now. What a bizarre last few days on Sportswire Radio. You know, we thought James Taylor was going to be here and address what's been going on in ROEW, but maybe, just maybe, has natural selection and Jason Storm, the ROEW champion, some would say the greatest champion in wrestling history, the DKW champion, Alex Cross. Some have said he's the most dominant and decadent DKW champion, the ROEW Prestige champion, Cash Carter, who some would say right now is pound for pound the best wrestler in the entire underground wrestling circuit. Maybe that pressure has gotten to James Taylor. Maybe it's catching up to him. Maybe, just maybe, all the pressure that he's been dealing with week after week, time is ticking because we're on the road to another huge ROEW owner show. And James Taylor was supposed to be here, but something tells me there's a good reason on Sportswire Radio in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform where all wrestling matters, the platform that James Taylor and ROEW most certainly helped build here to the tune of over 1,400 subscribers, and to have not one but two historical moments with the man beast of War Machine Rhino and Savio Vega, who some would say in a way was responsible for the career of Stone Cold Steve Austin, but also maybe for the career of James Taylor. That there's good reasons here. But, you know, something tells me as your host of Sportswire Radio and owner of it, the Reverend Tom Bryce, we'll still be talking just plenty of ROEW tonight. Whether James Taylor arrives or not, that's a great question. I mean, we'll certainly have to find out. I mean, has anybody heard from James Taylor? I mean, this is probably the biggest question of all. I guess don't cross, figuratively and literally, Jason Storm, Alex Cross, and Cash Carter, because we've seen what these men have done. It took literally an entire ROEW locker room to break up CJ Black and Jason Storm. And it seems like we're finally getting that match. But at what cost? Because James Taylor, the ROEW owner, a man that is considered to be the greatest owner right now in the underground wrestling circuit, one of the greatest wrestlers of all time, some have even said with one of the greatest followings, is nowhere to be found. That's un-James Taylor-like. It has to be Jason Storm, Alex Cross, and Cash Carter. They most certainly paid a visit to the Nemesis. They had to have paid a visit to him. But, you know, I guess since the chat is here and we got plenty to talk about here today, I'm sure, get to the bottom of this. And Zilla's already saying it wasn't me who messed up James Taylor. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a great question. Darkon is here. We see a bunch of other people. And if somebody has heard from James Taylor, I mean, let us know, because we would love to see James Taylor tonight. We'd love to see him here in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. And something tells me we're going to have some people on here from ROEW. So don't you worry. Don't you worry. But I'm worried right now for James Taylor. And, you know, what happened to James Taylor? That is a big question. So if you're here right now, and wait a minute, we've got someone here to get to the bottom of this. Thank God. It's the former ROEW World Champion. Woof! Thank God. The gunslinger, Jacob Collins. Jacob Collins. I mean, I'm perplexed. This was supposed to be James Taylor's show. And, you know, just maybe the pressure of everything going on in ROEW, you've been dealing with natural selection firsthand. You saw what happened in the ROEW arena on Friday's show when it came to CJ Black and Jason Storm. And maybe, just maybe, the pressure is getting to James Taylor. I mean, good to see you, though, first of all, tonight.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, just what do you think here right now? Has maybe the pressure gotten to James Taylor? Do you think that natural selection paid a visit to the owner's home and compound in beautiful Alabama and James Taylor's?
I'm going to be 100% honest. I know James Taylor, and he's not the type of person to get overwhelmed. I honestly think that natural selection had something up their sleeve.
This is just bizarre because I thought I knew James Taylor. He's been here time and time again, and he's not one not to be here tonight in prime time. It is just extremely bizarre. I mean, are you sure though? Are you sure though that you don't think maybe natural selection was up to something? Because I'm going to put the footage up on Friday's show, and you've got your own problems, significant problems with natural selection. We spoke about it on Sportswire your last appearance here, and Cash Carter and just everything you've been going through right now in ROEW. Matthew Forsaken certainly made sure you were forsaken, but you sure you don't think that natural selection, let's just say naturally selected to take out James Taylor, or what?
No, I do think that. I think they have something to do with that. I think they plan to take him out so he wouldn't be here tonight.
And we've got natural selection here. Natural selection members are here, and they're chiming in. I mean, Jason Storm and the crowd goes mild. I mean, I think that's a shot directed towards you. We'll put the footage up here, and yeah. And the man that you certainly wanted answers from, Cash Carter, and I don't even think he's talking about you. I think he's talking about James Taylor. I mean, maybe it's the receding hairline of the nemesis. Maybe it's he's trying to figure out what Stone Cold reel to put on TikTok, or maybe do you think maybe he's going to sell the company tonight? Maybe that there's going to be an announcement here on Sportswire that the reason he's not here is that natural selection, he can't hang with them anymore, and Father Time has passed him by, and maybe he's going to sell the company. What do you think?
Oh God, I hope not. We cannot have another Jason Storm time owning the company.
Are you sure though? I mean, because they seem to be dominant though, natural selection.
I agree, they are dominant, but they're cowards. Like you saw on in my match that you're gonna bring up.
We're gonna put it up in a minute. Yep, we're gonna put it up in a minute.
I had him beat, and then Jason Storm had to pull out the ref, and Cash Carter smacks me in the face with a title.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's because of what you said to him the previous week, where you obviously were trying to get answers. You talked about a friendship, and well, he didn't seem to. We talked about it when you were here last. Didn't seem to think about that much in terms of what that friendship used to be between you and him. He was your best friend.
Yeah, he was, and that's why I can't stand natural selection. It has one common denominator in it. That's Jason Storm. Jason Storm's made my life a living hell. I don't know about you. Don't know the history between me and Alex Cross, but I actually grew up with him. He was a lifelong friend. He turned his back on
lifelong
me.
friend, and you must have not saw this coming with Alex Cross, because if you knew him. I mean, you guys must have probably talked about the Red Wings in their prime, and you must have talked about just the Pistons when they were actually good. Well, they're getting better now, and I mean, you guys were you had a bond, and I guess you didn't know Alex Cross from your vantage point, sir. Tell us about it.
Yeah, so we loved wrestling growing up. We loved sports and everything. Like we've always been good friends and stuff. Then all of a sudden, like Jason Storm puts me away for 4 months, and Cash Carter, Alex Cross, who's supposed to be my best friends, didn't check on me, didn't call or anything.
How'd that make you feel?
It makes me feel betrayed and terrible. Having a friend that you've known for over 20 years stab you in the back like that.
And this ROEW landscape right now with natural selection and Matthew Forsaken, what he's doing to you. And I mean, I don't even know how you deal with this right now, knowing that your owner, James Taylor, can't seem to get to the bottom of all of this. And, what's your thoughts on this CJ Black and Jason Storm situation? Just a situation that, I mean, we're going to see it in a little while, the way it unfolded. I don't know if I've seen anything like this between these two men.
Honestly, what Jason Storm said about CJ Black's daughter was absolutely disgusting. 100%. But I do not like CJ Black. We would not be in this mess with Jason Storm if it wasn't for CJ Black. He made him break.
But it's right now a situation where CJ Black he's been trying to be a good guy. He's really been trying, and you still don't seem to be convinced. You seem to still blame CJ Black for everything, and he's been trying to go in a different path, and you're saying that you still don't trust him, huh?
No. It all stems back because I know it's just an act. My first match I had with him, he shook, he put out his hand and I shook his hand.
But
When
what
I
were
went
you
to,
doing here just now? I mean, you were looking the other way. You should have been focused on Matthew Forsaken, the veteran Forsaken, and you turn around and you're mouthing off with your longtime rival Jason Storm, and that gives your former best friend Cash Carter an opportunity to go out there and take that prestige championship right to your face.
yeah, but did you see that? I laid out Forsaken with that finisher. That would have been a 3 if he did not pull the ref out of the ring.
But you should have focused on Forsaken, and that's why Storm maybe he came out and decided to get you off your game almost. And we see it obviously now. Matthew Forsaken gets a win, and you know he's certainly a man. Where do you think he falls with natural selection, just from afar? Where do you think he stands in all of this?
Honestly, I think he doesn't really care about natural selection. I think Matthew Forsaken does his own thing.
But do you think that they have a problem with him? Conversely,
Uh,
and Cash Carter has a problem with the referee, and it means he's got a problem with you because you were getting a beat down there, and we see the ROEW footage here, which, by the way, if you are here, hit the sub button for ROEW because we have Jacob Collins here. We were supposed to have James Taylor leading off the show, but it seems like natural selection's taken everybody out here. It seems like natural selection has taken out the ROEW owner, James Taylor. And, Jacob, I think you did make a good point in convincing us. And natural selection, I mean, listen, James Taylor is out right now, and big man Cam we haven't seen in months. Who knows what happens there? And just obviously we saw what you have had to deal with Matthew Forsaken. Just a very difficult time nonetheless.
yeah.
It's just tough.
It, because
Talk to us here.
I'm gonna say Matthew Forsaken is not somebody to sleep on. He's a great competitor. And
Absolutely,
when you
absolutely.
have when I'm focused on beating him and you have two other guys come out, it's technically 3-on-1. I'm gonna get distracted. Especially with
Well,
the problems I've had with natural selection.
you have had problem, and you just, Jacob, you have been a hard luck guy here in ROEW. When you've been here, you left, and you've been dealing with so many problems here. We're going to certainly get to the bottom of this here in a few minutes because I've got somebody else that's going to come on here and maybe, side with you on some of these things. But I want to get your reactions first to seeing Jason Storm, who, from what it seems to be from my vantage point, maybe the greatest champion in history. He might be the greatest world champion of all time because this man doesn't even need to defend the championship. This man, he's now, it seems like he's taken out the owner of ROEW, and I don't even know who's left. Maybe, Jacob, are you sure you want to, go through all this to fight natural selection? Because if it's true about James Taylor and, Big Man Cam's history and CJ Black, we've seen these struggles for months and what he's going to finally figure out. And I mean, are you sure you want to go through this and dealing with these guys?
Tom, I'm gonna be 100% honest. When Jason
Please do.
took me for those 4 months, I had my thoughts. No, I do not want to get into this. But now I 100%. He took 4 months off of my career. He took that title away from me, by the way. I never
Yeah,
lost
I
that.
know that. I know. It was tough.
He stripped that from me when he was the owner. And then he sold the company to James Taylor.
And well, now, you know what? If James Taylor is MIA, I guess maybe Jason Storm's waiting back in the wings. And some did say, though, to be fair, that it was Jason Storm that was responsible for ROEW going to levels that we've never seen before. And all these names that were coming in here and just view after view on YouTube and the 1,000 plus subscriber milestone, ROEW going in the Hall of Fame, big name after big name here. And some would say it was really Jason Storm that naturally selected those all things to come into fruition, and James Taylor was just following the blueprint. Maybe I'm convinced tonight of that because, it was under Jason Storm's leadership that we got to all those points, and James Taylor basically just he ran with it. I don't know. I'm just thinking here.
Yeah, respectfully, he's good on the mic. He's good in the ring. I do agree with you 100%, but I cannot stand him. But there's also other great talent that was in ROEW. Jack Douta, for example. CJ Black, he's great too, but I can't stand him. But I'm not going to sit here and say he's a bad wrestler because he's
Mm.
great.
Well, he's here now, and I'm going to bring somebody else here to join us because we need to bring him here. And of course, the legendary Dark Crown, of course, the 2024 most inspirational wrestler of the year, the Sportswire Radio. And I know the chat wants to talk. We'll do that. Mr. Kron, it's good to see you. I mean, I expected to see you at some point, I'd imagine tonight, but James Taylor, I mean, do you think maybe he's quit? Maybe you think he's selling the company? And what happened to James Taylor? I thought he was supposed to be here tonight.
I don't know. I'm at work right now, and I just heard the news, and I'm curious.
Yeah, what do you think?
Natural selection has anything to do with it?
Do you think natural selection naturally selected to take James Taylor out of commission? I would have thought Anthony Steele would have did that. I would have thought Soldier GP would have done that. Justin Parsley, all men that have defeated James Taylor. But I didn't think that it was Jason Storm, Cash Carter, and Alex Cross. I mean, maybe Father Time has passed James Taylor. Maybe it's caught up to him. I don't know. This is just bizarre. It is insane. Thank you, Torrance Beck. It's very insane.
Yeah, he could have forgot. He's old.
You know what? Maybe do you think maybe he went to bed and maybe he put his dentures in the maybe
he's probably training. He's probably hitting the gym or something.
Nah, I don't know. All right, I got you both here. Now, Jacob Collins is not convinced about CJ Black. What about you, Dark Crown? What do you make of this whole situation? It really turned as personal as it could be. And what the last 4 or 5 days on Sportswire? It's been personal after personal here, day after day. What do you think?
This is the way I'm looking at it right now. ROEW is in shambles. With natural selection holding all the titles.
Mm-hmm. James Taylor not here right now. I mean, yeah.
James Taylor not showing up.
Maybe we're better off with Anthony Steele owning ROEW. He would always be here on time. He would never miss a show. And he would talk and say, that's what I do. And James Taylor maybe he gave up. I don't know.
Nah, but.
Oh, my God. Wait a minute. He's here. Oh, my God. James Taylor is alive. The legendary James Taylor. Just when we thought natural selection had taken James Taylor out of commission, just when we thought that James Taylor was down for the count, the legendary ROEW owner James Taylor has arrived in prime time on the brightest lights, the biggest stage. Woo! James.
Why in the hell would anybody take James Taylor out? I'm a busy man, Tom. I'm up and down the streets. I got to go here. I got to go there. I got to sign these documents. I got to sign these contracts. I got to fire these stupid people. I'm busy all over the place. Just because I wasn't here on time for once, I apologize. But
no, you don't have to apologize. I thought I thought Jason Storm and Alex Cross, and I thought Cash Carter. Maybe they did something to you like Big Man Cam where you were just history. We're just glad you're safe. We're just glad you're safe and sound. I really, to tell you the truth, I'm glad you're alive.
Are you glad?
Yes, absolutely.
Are you positive?
I just mentioned Anthony Steele could be owning ROEW if you were gone. I mean, that's what I do. We don't want that. We definitely don't want that. To quote Pink Floyd, we don't want no Anthony Steele owning ROEW. James Taylor, here's the floor. James, I know you're a busy man, and I hope you're all right. I hope you're safe. And I mean, what on earth has been going on in ROEW right now? This has just been, everything's just
a bunch of bullshit's been going on. That's what it is. A whole bunch of bullshit. What do you guys think? You guys are roster members. Mr. Jacob Collins, you were on Face Off this past Friday. What are your thoughts? Mr. Cron, I know you're a busy man too, and you're doing stuff right now, but, what was your thoughts there? I saw where you came in. You helped break up the Jason Storm and CJ Black, but I mean, it's becoming a bunch of chaos and it's starting.
Right.
Yes, it's nuts.
Right.
Absolutely.
And that's what I was saying, Jacob. We got I guess you could call it cancer in ROEW right now.
Oh my God, he used the C word.
Well, I think it's time we do put our differences aside, especially with CJ, because if you look at the roster, I mean, we don't really have anybody to fight them except me, you, and CJ Black.
It's a good
You
point.
know,
It's a good point.
I'm going to be 100% honest with you, Kron. I respect you to the max. You're one of the greatest wrestlers I've seen, but you have not seen what I went through with CJ. How he slapped my father, how he convinced Jason Storm to attack me in the
Broke into your
church.
home. Jason went to your church and beat you up there. Yeah, you went through a lot. You were bullied. You were tortured.
The main reason this is happening with Jason Storm all stems back to CJ Black. CJ Black created a monster.
You're right. But like I said, me and you can't do it alone. James Taylor's busy.
We're lucky he's alive right now. I mean, we thought this man was taken out.
You and CJ.
Ain't nothing gonna happen to me.
How can we be so sure?
He's got his bodyguards. He's a businessman. He's taking care of it. But Jacob, me and you, we need somebody.
That's a good point. That's a good point.
We can't trust Forsaken. Nobody can.
Yeah, I don't think he's teaming.
Big
with
Man
you.
Cam's gone because of
He's
Jason
gone.
Storm.
He's done. Jack Delta's gone. Aaron Blaze is gone.
Unfortunately.
Don't
They're
even
running
bring up
roughshod
Justin
through
Parsons.
ROEW. You
You couldn't
saw
trust him either.
that match. I had Forsaken beaten until he pulled that referee out.
Yeah, and I seen it in his eyes. He looked right at him. He looked at you, and he didn't care. He took the win.
Yeah, that's kind of when he's usually on Sportswire occasionally.
But again, dude, we got to work something out with CJ. You don't have to like him. We just got to work together. We got to do something to take out natural selection. We have to stop him.
Jacob, what do you think
I
CJ
100%
needs?
agree that natural selection needs to go, but I don't know if I could find it in myself to forgive CJ after everything that
What
happened.
do you think,
You do
Jacob?
not lay
CJ
hands
Black
on
needs.
another
Well,
man's
let's talk about
father.
that. Jacob, what do you think? If there's anything that the 7-star superstar, the good guy CJ Black could do to change your mind?
And the disrespect of my religion, like when he wrestled God, when me and him had that street fight, how he grabbed that crucifix, and I don't know if you heard what he said, but it's absolutely disgusting. He is a vile human being.
Well, I
But
mean, you're going to have to forget about it. You're going to have to forget about it, honestly. You're going to have
one thing in your beliefs, though, is forgiveness.
Yes.
Right?
You have to learn to forgive. Because
We're
what
at
did
the same beliefs.
what did the big man say when all those guys were just beating the crap out of him while he was carrying the cross? He said, "Forgive them, Father, for they don't know what they're doing." You're going to have to, unfortunately, if it's sour taste to you, Jacob Collins, you're going to have to forgive CJ Black, for he did not know what he was doing. And forgiveness is the biggest thing that you could do. And I want to talk about Golden Glory coming up. And I got a big announcement coming up this Friday at Face Off.
Okay, let's go with it.
While you think about your decision, Jacob Collins, I'm going to go ahead and announce right now that officially James Taylor is saying this, the boss is saying this, officially at Golden Glory in the main event, it will be CJ Black taking on Jason Storm for the ROEW World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be signed, sealed, and we're going to have all the details laid out for you this Friday on Face Off. Stay tuned to that because it's damn sure going to be a hell of a show.
Now, that's going to be for the next big ROEW show. You said Gold to Glory. Was that what you said?
Golden Glory, yep.
Golden Glory. That's going to, but Face Off is going to be this Friday where we're going to see Jason Storm and CJ Black officially go and have that match for the following big show we'll see coming up here very soon. Very excited about that. But, I mean, can ROEW survive this? And what we saw on Face Off on Friday, I mean, I don't know if I've seen anything like this ever in ROEW history. We needed the entire locker room to break up that squabble between Storm and Black. I mean, literally, I mean, James, I mean, you know, I don't know if I've seen anything like it, period, in wrestling history.
ROEW is not only going to survive, it's going to thrive because that's what we do best. That's why we're the top of the hill. That's why we're the top of the mountain. That's why we're the top of the entire community, whether people like it or not. I know these guys in here at least agree with me, but I want to tell you, Tom, and I want to tell the world that ROEW is just going to be 2025, that's all anybody's going to talk about is ROVW. Jason Storm, CJ Black got a lot of animosity, especially over the past 2 years. Since the reboot, since everything has started, it's been about Jason Storm and CJ Black. I don't like either one of the guys. I don't trust neither one of the guys, but the fact remains true that they bring in the views, they bring in the entertainment, they're the top of the hill. They're going to do everything that they got to do to get the job done. Jason Storm thinks he's the greatest wrestler there ever was. He thinks he's the best wrestler in all of this community in ROEW. CJ Black, he's turned a new leaf. He's trying to find his peace. He's trying to right the wrongs that he's done.
I'm giving him a chance. I think a lot of people, including Jacob Collins, should give him a chance. This poor man, and now what was said about his daughter. I mean, this man, he's different.
Yeah. When you bring someone's kids into something like this, something switches.
I mean, we see the entire locker room here. We even see Kyle Shelby. We see Drew Shelby. We see, of course, Natural Selection. We certainly see Darkron back for the first time in weeks on RWW TV. I mean,
Jacob, I talked to CJ. I had my conversations with CJ.
Yes.
And that's why I feel like you need to hash this out with him.
Definitely need to hash it out. Definitely.
As soon as possible.
We got
I am going to agree with you on something. There's two things you don't talk about, and Jason Storm did them both. He's the most disgusting person. You don't talk about someone's religion, and you don't talk about someone's kids.
I mean, Anthony Steele hasn't even done that of all people. I mean, don't give him an idea. That tells you what Jason Storm has done. I mean, this man certainly, but he knew to push a button. He knew that would get CJ Black to a level. And maybe, just maybe, it's Jason Storm he truly is the puppet master, and he's pulling the strings, and CJ Black has got nowhere to go on this. I mean, don't you guys agree there? That it seems like Jason knows him better than anybody, and he was able to get CJ Black to a level that, unfortunately, from his vantage point, he had to go to.
Yeah. He has something to fight for.
He does. And if you're here right now, do me a favor. Hit that sub button for ROEW. There's a lot of people here and, kind of a makeshift show. We were supposed to have James Taylor. Thankfully, he safely arrived here. And we've got the legendary Darkron and Jacob Collins, the former ROEW world champion here. And we are talking all things related to ROEW. By the way, this Friday, Face Off. You have to tune in. I'm usually in the chat for the Friday Face Off shows. We have Gold for Glory is coming up here. Gold and Glory. Gold and Glory is the next show afterwards. You're going to find out more details on Face Off. It's going to be great. There's a lot of people that want to talk about this here. But apparently Alex Cross is not convinced about James Taylor in this situation because he's saying that James is living out of his car. I mean,
this boy has grown some balls over the last couple months.
He's saying James is living out of his car. Is that true? It's okay if you are.
No, I'm just been on the road. I'm traveling. I'm checking out venues. I'm getting people. I'm getting people on the YouTube page to subscribe to ROEW, trying to get more eyes on the product. I'm doing what no other owner does in this community, and that's promote ROEW. Who else have you seen come on here and promote their product as much as that I do? Nobody. Of course
not. Darkline when he owned DKW.
Well, I mean...
that was funny, but I guess then obviously Natural Selection, if you guys team up, can you guys take them down? You think if the three of you can work together, can you fight the odds?
You talking about us three?
No, I'm talking about
CJ Black,
Darkron, and Jacob Collins.
You never know. I'm going to be making a big schedule for this Friday on Face Off. I've got some big announcements I'm going to make. You definitely don't want to miss it because I think I'm going to go ahead and possibly make a tag team match between Jason Storm and any one of his little disciples, his little Natural Selection buddies, to go in a tag team matchup against CJ Black. And I will announce him on Friday. And that's going to be what I'd like to call, you see, every great boss has a right-hand man. See, I have a right-hand man that's inside ROEW who's been doing a lot of the looking for me, who's been doing a lot of studying and keeping tabs of everything that's going on in the locker room, and he's been relaying the message to me because I'm always 2 steps ahead. So my right-hand man will be announced this Friday, and he will be tagging with CJ Black for the very first time to go against Jason Storm and any one of his little punk bastard natural selection buddies he wants in the main event of Face-Off. So stay
So
tuned.
I want to go. You know what? You said something interesting there, and I want to go. I know the chat wants to talk, but I want to go with that. So you say you have a right-hand man inside ROEW that's been giving you insight on what's going on. So apparently, how has this right-hand man been helping you in terms of dealing with natural selection upcoming?
Well, I mean, it's a simple phone call. He calls me, I call him, I ask him what all he's seen, what all is going on behind the scenes while I'm not there. He says, James, this is what's going on. This is what you need to know. This is what I think we should do. And I mean, what is every great boss without a right-hand man? I mean, what are you really without him? You know, I mean, I got a guy he's like the assistant manager of ROEW. If you wanted to look at it, you can look at it. You can call him whatever you want to call him, but I call him my right-hand man. And I know that he knows this business like the back of his hand just as well as I do. And I trust in him to do what he's got to do to get the job done. And that's exactly what's going to happen.
Well, we're going to find out. I will get to some comments. My guest on Friday, Torrance Banks, by the way, says maybe Jacob needs some friends, and he's the newest member of the NEW roster, and he wants to travel. And, you know, I would certainly vouch for a fellow New Yorker. I mean, he's from my state. He had a birthday recently, so maybe that's a possibility. Nikki shoots it. Someone left Lars Sullivan in the microwave. I think he's referring to
Jason
Delta.
Storm. Yeah, I seen when he put that.
Well, he's also talking about Delta. It was insane what happened to James, but glad James is back. Jacob is weak-minded, though. Cash Carter. Jacob is weak-minded.
No, see, my comment was, hey, Jacob, Alex, and Cash are weak-minded. They have become Jason's lapdogs.
Well, the champion is here, and he says he wants to see more of Jacob getting beat up by Matthew Forsaken. That's what he would like to say. Zilla wanted to say she was doing good. We appreciate that. Also, let's see here what else we got here. Who else we got? Oh, by the way, this is a comment here. Alex Cross wants to confirm tonight that he has financial obligations, so he will be watching from afar. So Alex Cross will not be here tonight, but he's here in the chat.
Hey,
yes,
I got financial obligations too, but I'm still here.
Well, maybe he's naturally selected instead to try to take out James Taylor's Wi-Fi, and that's forced the champion to be here, even though the champion, you know, says what he says there. But we can't hear. I think we can hear fine. Thank you, Eddie. And who else we got here in the chat?
Excuses.
And apparently Cash Carter is saying, James, is there any truth to this about you going to Starbucks and saying things about your bedtime and taking a nap? Are they trying to insinuate that you're on the way to AARP and Social Security benefits? What are they trying to say?
Like a jealous bunch.
Nice little jokes. I mean, it's fun that they like to say that. I am a Starbucks man, and I'm proud of it. I have to have my coffee because, trust me, if I don't get my coffee, anybody in front of me is going to get their ass knocked out personally. And I'm probably going to make sure that the day I go through the ROEW curtain, I'm going to make sure coffee. I don't have no coffee for about 2 weeks. What?
Why not? If you like coffee, you should be allowed to drink it. What's wrong with you drinking?
I know what is wrong with it because I go to Starbucks. They have a problem with the fact that I go to Starbucks. I like Starbucks.
Maybe they naturally select to go to Dunkin' Donuts or Tim Hortons.
Yeah, that's probably where they go to, or they go down to.
And also, Cash Carter also wants to say, stop trying to play boss and come make us do what you want, Alabama boy.
You know, I have something to say about Cash Carter. This man is such a coward. Like, he kicked me in the face. He won't talk face to face. And right now, he's being a keyboard warrior.
Yeah. Maybe he talks all that here. He talks in the chat, but he don't say nothing in the ring, and he don't say nothing live, right?
Exactly.
He's the ROEW Prestige champion, and many people think he's pound for pound the best wrestler in the underground circuit, and that's why
he plays that little rule set. If he realized Forsaken beat the hell out of Cash.
Who?
Well, that's true too. That's
Forsaken beat the hell out of Cash in that coffin match.
Who did he beat up? He beat up
Cash.
Who?
Okay, Matthew Forsaken.
C-Money.
C-Money.
C-Money. Yeah,
C-Money. He's Cash Carter.
Yeah.
C-Money, Cash, Boo Boo, whatever.
And since Torrance is here, let's give Torrance a sub. Torrance is here. I want to push everybody's YouTubes up, and also Starbucks Queen. He's calling you this, not the dancing queen. Was it ABBA that was the dancing queen? James Taylor, maybe you're the Starbucks Queen. Yeah, I thought you know that song. And I want to say hello to Colton Lee, the Heartless Sheriff. Maybe you need a sheriff in town, but Ed wants you to duel. Well, stay tuned. Cameron Cage wanted to say hello to you, James. Obviously, Cameron Cage is in the house. And, Jacob's on Instagram. Give Jacob Collins a follow. He's on Instagram, Jacob_Collins 1997. And we'll be seeing more coming up here of ROEW. We have a big Friday face-off. We'll see more of CJ Black and Jason Storm. In fact, both men will be in action, and they'll be in tag team action. It'll be Jason Storm of any natural selection member of his choosing, and CJ Black and a mystery partner that James Taylor has called his right-hand man. He has called him his right-hand man. And we're going to officially see coming up at Golden Glory for the ROEW World Heavyweight Championship, maybe the most dominant ROEW champion in history, Jason Storm, the Puppet Master, against the good guy CJ Black. And we're here with three of the very favorites of us here on our platform. You're very welcome.
I appreciate that. Oh, wait, you were saying the greatest boss in the history of this business, right?
I actually did say that, I think, in hyping you up on here, but then, we were, because for safety reasons, we're glad you're safe and sound. So yes, I think you are the greatest owner in underground and wrestling history, because Vince, he's got more legal problems. I don't think Dixie Carter can say she was a great owner. Tony Khan, let's not get and talk about his Jaguars and AEW. So yeah, I mean, I guess you would be. I mean, as far as I know, but you do have 130,000 followers still. And my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. And hit the sub button for ROEW. ROEW Underground. Please support them. I would really appreciate that very much. But I wanted to ask you, James, if I could, what was your impressions on Kyle Shelby? Where do you think Kyle Shelby, falls into all this? He was very impressive on Friday's show. What's your thoughts there on Kyle Shelby?
Kyle Shelby impressed me. He did a hell of a matchup. He did what he had to do, and he came in there and he impressed the ROEW universe, and he made his debut, and he showed the world what he is all about, and that I guess he intends on climbing the ranks, but we're going to find out. I guess we'll have to see on the next show. But as of right now, I was impressed by what he could do and his accolades. I'm sure, we'll match up to that one day. But right now, in ROEW, he's got a clean slate. Right now, he's just 1-0. He's had one matchup. And one matchup can make a difference between 10, 15, 20 years of matchups. It just depends. Right now, in ROEW, it's 1-0. In this community, to me, it's 1-0. Let's see where the guy goes. Win, lose, or draw, it doesn't matter.
I want to ask you this question.
It's all about his draw power.
I've got Jacob and Kron here. Kron is about ready to come back. We saw him on ROEW TV on Face Off on Friday. He was a part of the big breakup. But I was wondering, for those that are listening and watching here, if you had any advice for Collins and Darkron here to work together against natural selection. You have any advice for that?
The two need to come together as a unit, because they both have a common enemy, and that being Jason Storm and natural selection. And if they need to do whatever they can to go into the locker room and find themselves a third partner, hopefully that being CJ Black, because that would be their best motive. Their ulterior motive would be CJ Black. Jacob Collins, I'm hoping, kid, that one day you're going to find a way to forgive CJ Black. You don't got to trust him, but if you could forgive him, like what our faith does, because I believe in the same thing that you do. I might not seem like I'm the holiest of holy guys, but I do believe, and I say my prayers every night. I would definitely find it in your heart to forgive somebody like CJ Black. Like I said, don't trust him, but you can forgive him, because if you can get CJ Black on your team with you and Darkron, I think the three of you as a unit would be a force to be reckoned with against somebody like natural selection. But I mean, that who's to say? But you know what? Who's to say that the whole damn locker room isn't fed up with natural selection? The whole damn roster could come together as one against those three jackasses. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, we're going to find out. That's a good point. I have received this video, and I have to play it because we know the relationship that ROEW has with one particular Fed in Iowa, especially since CJ Black is going to be a part of the King of Pale. And I've received this video, and I need to play it because obviously the IMF is here on Thursday. They're back with the slew of your favorites. And, some people that have been in ROEW, I guess they're on the roster still. Soldier GP, Omen Black for you, Darkron. And, that guy, Anthony Steele, Justin Parsley, who I think is still a part of ROEW. And,
I want
Anthony
so bad
Steele
to
is
bring
not a
that
part of
IMF
ROEW.
title.
Oh, he's not. And apparently, JX is apparently supposed to be wrestling for the IMF this time. Do we consider him anything? But I've received this video. I need to play it because it's going to be a segue for our show on Thursday. So let's do it here for the audience. I need to play it. We're going to play it because, well, we're going to talk about it Thursday, 9 o'clock here in prime time when the brightest light's the biggest stage. So here you go.
Like the rest of you, I'm stronger. I'm smarter. I'm better. I am better. I'm not some weak-kneed f***ing crybaby that goes around apologizing all the time. And why the f*** would you want me to be? I am done apologizing. I am done being persecuted for my strength. You people should be thanking Christ that I am who and what I am because you need me. You need me to save you. You do. I am the only one who possibly can. You're not the real heroes. I'm the real hero.
Pound puppies.
They still call our names. Omen Black.
With him guiding my hand, there is no question that I will beat Mephisto and JX. One man is a make-believe intergalactic being, and the other has been persona non grata since last summer. But know this, every opponent I've fought, I take them into deep waters and far, far away from the agony of defeat. They always come out on the other side, finding themselves and who they really are. This Saturday will be no different, for I am the true king of Palo.
The wolves will guide you. All you have to do is open your eyes.
We're going to talk about this Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time. Thank you to the IMF for allowing us to air the video. You can check that out on the IMF Facebook page as soon as we're off the air. So there you have it. Obviously, I don't know if Omen Black is going to be a topic in the ROEW locker room at the moment. He's got the IMF.
He'll be after I beat that ass.
Well,
No.
yeah, guess Jacob. Yes.
I just gotta say this to you, Kron, because I respect you to the highest. Be careful, because I've been in the ring with Omen and Soldier at the same time, and they're dangerous. They tore me apart.
I was in a cage with Omen. I'm ready.
I was in a triple threat with Soldier, and I kicked his ass. So.
Now, James, I know you're a
in a
busy
hardcore
man.
match, so.
I know you're a busy man. I know we're going to end the show because both of you guys obviously have other obligations. But in a few minutes, we do have somebody that wants to talk about ROEW here, and I want to present them to you. I want to give them an opportunity to talk about their side of the story and talk about what's on their mind. Somebody on the ROEW roster. So they'll do that in about 5 or 6 minutes. But Jacob, is there anything that you'd want to say to anybody out there, or maybe anybody else, maybe even CJ Black, in terms of what could officially convince you that he is a good guy and we can do this just for the sake of our company that we've built and we love so dearly in ROEW?
You know, he did come out and save me, and that means something. But
Good.
I'm conflicted. I'm gonna have to sit and think on this. It's gonna take time. But I do have a question for you, James Taylor.
What
So
you got, Mr. Collins?
obviously, you know me, and I'm not gonna say C Money because I respect C Money. This wannabe fake Cash Carter, I want a title match for that Prestige Championship.
Interesting proposal there, James. Very interesting proposal.
You want that shot? You want that shot?
He was
For
in the
the-
tournament in the summer. Jacob was in that tournament.
You want a shot at the Prestige Championship against C Money,
Yes.
Cash Carter, whatever you want to call him. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna announce everything this Friday. So stay tuned, Jacob Collins. Stay tuned, everybody. But Jacob Collins, you definitely got my respect. Don't worry about that. You've earned mine. You have your spot here. You've established your feet, and you're everything about you in ROEW. And if you deserve anything, you deserve a shot at the Prestige Championship against Cash Carter. And I'm probably going to make that happen. So stay tuned for that.
That's what, and I would love to see that. Jacob, that would be a heck of a match. You and Cash Carter. I mean, Cash Carter is maybe pound for pound the best wrestler right now in the underground. You were the former ROEW World Champion. You've got a personal grudge there, and I would love to see that match. I think as a wrestling fan, not taking a side in that match, I would love to watch it and see, just how it would all unfold. And James Taylor is obviously on the run, and James, just hang on for a few more minutes because I do have an ROEW fan, an ROEW supporter that wants to congratulate you on the
It's
job.
okay.
That's good.
I'm gonna see some of my people while we're talking, while I'm
That's
listening to these
good.
guys.
You know what? That's what James Taylor does. A man of the people, going and promoting ROEW, going out there and talking about what ROEW has to offer. And he's feuding. This is we're live, baby. We're live, and
Always
follow.
working.
He's always working. Mr. Kron, you're getting ready to come
I'm
back.
still here. I'm still here.
That's good. That's very nice of you, James. Just hang on for a few more minutes. We have a big fan of yours. Maybe he wants to have an autograph of yours. But, Mr. Kron, is there anything you want to address to anybody out there in the ROEW locker room or anybody there at ROEW in general here, since you're getting this close to coming back?
Like I said to James, I'd love to have a match this Friday, but I'm sure it's booked. But as he said, last week, I got my title match for the DKW title against Alex Cross. And I can't wait to get in there and get a hold of him.
Ooh, I'll tell you what, Dark, that's gonna be a banger.
That's the first piece.
Oh, the first piece. Well,
first piece, because then after I get done with Alex, I think I want a little bit of that C money. Jacob, whatever you have left of him, I want the rest.
And we know the finals of the Prestige tournament there. What a classic that was. You and Cash Carter. What a classic.
Never got to face him again.
Well, technically, you'd be facing him for the first time, you might want to say, because you faced him as C Money, and he's Cash Carter now. You could say that. And if you're here, because I got to hit the sub button.
He don't have half the mobility he used to have.
Whoa, you must know something then. You must know something by saying that he doesn't
I think he's getting lazy. I think natural selection is a bunch of lazy-ass cowards that don't want to defend their titles. They just walk around with shiny objects acting like they're kings.
Do you think that Jason Storm is brainwashing Cash Carter and Alex Cross from your vantage point? Maybe both of you guys? Do you guys both think that?
No, I think he's feeding them a bunch of bullshit dreams and hopes and how they're going to be the strongest faction.
Well, I have something to say to Cash Carter.
Okay.
You're going to be waking up from that dream when I take that title from you and be the first person in ROEW to hold the ROEW championship at one point and the Prestige championship.
You know what? That would be some pretty cool history there, Jacob.
Yeah.
Hopefully if you won the Prestige title, you'd hold it longer than, I don't know, was it a day, 2 days you held the title for? Whatever it was. It wasn't long. So hopefully you get more of a taste with it. But Cash Carter would like to say, I'll defend my title. And James, give me the homeless man.
C Money's the only one that's been defending his title.
Well, and Alex Cross said, Jacob, you're next after I retain my DKW championship. And Alex would also like to announce we're fighting champions.
You'd be fighting for your life.
But, Jacob, shouldn't you be disappointed more in Alex? Because you said you grew up with him. You said you were best friends with him. You played sports with him. You've known him longer than CJ and Jason. So doesn't it disappoint you more from your vantage point, Alex going along with natural selection? Or what's your thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, trust me, I'm nowhere near done with Alex. When I'm finished with Cash Carter, Alex Cross, I'm coming for you.
Well, you know what? He has been impressive. He's on the best run of his career, and Natural Selection, as you both pointed out, they have all the gold right now. They have the gold.
Alex
and
is on a run until he runs into me.
Well, that could very well be true. I mean, we'll have to find out. And James Taylor is running around here. And James, you just wait. I got a fan here for you. I got somebody waiting, anxiously for their arrival. And James Taylor is here getting business supplies for ROW's management. Maybe he's buying Dixie cups, for the water dispenser. Maybe he's buying paper towels in case there's an issue there or somebody slips and sweat drips onto the canvas. Maybe James is buying some new lighting. We might need some new lights maybe for the ROW studios. Maybe we're also going to be getting some new music. Yes, yeah. We've also got some new music out there, and I want to plug it because we have also some music that we could play. And I have to put, but James, be safe out there. Be safe. Are you worried about Jason Storm there or what?
I'm trying to break into his car.
That's not nice. Would you really want to break
He's
into
a sorry son of a biscuit. I'm not gonna say the B word because I know.
Yeah, well, I could edit it out. We do have, we have the beep button. We
the
really
B
have
word thing. Okay.
Well, it's up to you. That's certainly, a good thing. But obviously, we're glad you're safe and sound. And I do want to put a plug up here because I have to get to it. So let me do this here in a minute. So I want to give a big plug because we got some stuff out there that I really want to make sure, especially if you need music, you need any kind of music for your entrance gear or whatever else it might be. Could just be anywhere. It could be ROEW or elsewhere. We have to give a huge plug to certainly those who've come up with one of our favorite music places, and that is free music. Literally, it's free music. So if you'd like, hit the sub button for free music because you got everything in there. Free music. It's got a list of stuff. So if you want an entrance, custom music, whatever it is, free music's got it all. It's no copyright. You got R&B, you got rock, this is the new Jim Johnston here. Forget about Jim Johnston, forget about anybody else that Jimmy Hart if he does music. I don't know how the guy looks the same still, but check out free music, hit the sub button. So if you're a wrestler right now, do me a favor, hit that sub button for free music. And Justin Parsley has arrived. Now, is he maybe going to join you guys to fight Natural Selection, or is he joining them, or he's not in ROEW?
He is a part of ROEW, of course. He's always going to be a part of ROEW as long as he wants to be, until he says that he's out. But I sure hope he ain't a part of Natural Selection, because then if he is, then I might have to, if I can't do it right away, I might ask my right-hand man to knock his head off.
Well, you know what? Well, I have a fan here for you, a supporter of yours that wants to, thank you for all you've been doing, your leadership in ROEW, being the greatest owner in wrestling history, the Stone Cold Reels on TikTok, putting Anthony Steele to the side and, taking care of business. And can I bring this fan on now?
Sure.
All right, so for those that are listening and watching here,
it's not my show, it's your show, and it's Jacob Collins.
No, you can take over. You can take, you and Jacob could take over. But for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, when the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the only platform where all wrestling matters, the platform that Jacob Collins, Dark Crown, and James Taylor most certainly upbuild Sportzwire Radio along with ROEW. We want to say hello to our biggest fan in ROEW, biggest supporter of James Taylor. Wait a minute! That wasn't a fan! That wasn't a supporter! It's the ROEW World Champion, James! It's Jason Storm! The puppet master!
Zilla.
The most dominant champion in history is here, and he's certainly not a fan of James Taylor. And James Taylor's James Taylor.
Evening, gentlemen. I've heard a lot of natural selection talk tonight coming from a bunch of idiots on Sportswire, minus Tom, of course, and no one from Natural Selection to speak up on here. So I cleared my schedule, I canceled what I had going on, and here I am wondering if any of you jackasses are going to say it to my face. Excuse the language, Tom. I forget your PG now.
Do any of y'all see that?
I'll tell you to your
face. Coming off the chrome dome of Jason Storm is black. Can you turn your light off, son, please, when you're talking to us? It's hurt my eyes.
He doesn't have a light on, though.
The glare off his forehead.
This episode was a lot better off before you arrived. So you in your little dark car, wherever you are, you might as well just end the stream now. Because nobody, and I mean nobody in the chat or that views Sportswire or that listens to Sportswire ever cares what you have to say.
You done, Storm?
Jason, just shut your mouth. All you do is run your mouth.
Kron, right hand man, Kron. Is that the rumor I'm hearing? Is that the truth?
Well, no, I
My
don't know.
right hand's fine.
So that's funny because James Taylor picked a literal skeleton to represent him in the state of Michigan because he doesn't have the jewels to fly up, drive up, take a train up to Michigan and deal with me face to
I
face.
was under the impression it could be Kyle Shelby, though, because we know Kyle in the past was a signee of James Taylor's. I thought that was the right-hand man.
Oh, Kyle Shelby? Kyle Mr. Nobody.
Well, that's what I thought.
I have a question for Mr. Storm.
I've been hearing rumors, but if Kyle's the one, that is the least of my worries. But one thing I do want to talk about, Tom, you mentioned earlier the landscape of ROEW with natural selection around.
Yes, sir.
And I just want to let everybody know tonight that ROEW has never been better. Subscribers are up, views are up, and it's all thanks to the best world champion of all time and natural selection, of course.
Yeah, you're right. Best world champion of all time, Jack Delta. That's why. Thank you.
You know, it wouldn't surprise me if you made burner
You know, I
accounts just like you put.
who the right-hand man is. I'm going to do that this Friday at Face-Off, you dumb son of a bitch. But beside the point, I'll tell you what, because you're so worried about me coming up there, how about you meet me halfway, Jason? I'll bring some Rogaine because I know you're going to smell like trash whenever I meet you in person. And then I'll let you say whatever all that garbage you want to my face. Just make sure you have some Tic Tacs and some spearmint gum because I don't want to smell that nasty-ass breath of yours.
So where do you want to meet exactly?
You tell me. You name the place, sweetheart.
Hey, I'm halfway between you guys.
Because, I mean, I'm going to come to ROEW, and you're going to dread the day that I do come to ROEW because it's going to happen in 2025.
James,
and when it does happen...
You've been owner for how many months, and for how many months have you been saying, I'm going to come to ROEW, I'm going to show up in person? And it's been crickets ever since. So all this yapping you're doing, shut your mouth, because we all know it's a load of garbage. Just like you, just like your wrestling career, just like those brittle-ass knees you got. Garbage. Ooh. If you showed up to ROEW, you would get smoked. That's why you haven't showed up yet.
And Justin Parsley did want to say that my favorite kind of weather has always been storms. Glad to see this one here tonight. So
this is why my hero, Justin
Parsley's
would never fight natural selection.
You'd like to say that. And Alex Cross did want to introduce Jason Storm formally as the best ROEW world champion. So that is the DKW champion.
And maybe they are brainwashed.
How about Storm? Storm, how about instead of worrying about me, let's put it all to the side. How about the fact that I announced, I listened to you. I've listened to you for months, bitching and moaning and pissing and crying and all that. I am 100% officially making CJ Black versus Jason Storm for an ROEW World Heavyweight Championship, and it's going to happen. But this Friday, I'll announce, you know, the rules of what's going to happen in that match. You stay tuned to that, you bald punk.
So let's talk about it, because what took you so long to announce that match? No, I had to get personal. I had to threaten CJ. I had to threaten CJ's daughter. I would have drove to his house, and I would have followed through with that threat. So you are lucky. You are lucky you're finally coming to your dumb senses and making the match that I've been begging for 2 months. Everybody comes on here. I've heard it time and time again. Jason Storm doesn't even defend the championship. But since I've won this belt, I've been asking for a title defense against CJ Black.
All right. I have something to say.
All right, Jacob, go for it.
Jason Storm, you are the most disgusting, vile human. While I don't agree with CJ Black, what you said about his daughter was despicable. What you did to me in my church was despicable. You are one of the most disgusting human beings I have ever met.
I don't know what's wrong with me coming to some make-believe land and beating you up, and none of your stupid, pathetic followers were even there, so it's really not a problem. And I definitely don't see a problem with a coward of a man trying to duck me, so I have to go and threaten to beat up his 4-year-old daughter.
CJ was not ducking you. He was protecting you. We all know he's going to kick
he was, because I guarantee you, the second you go in a match with him, he's taking that title home with him.
You guys are very confident.
I do
about
have
that,
another
but
guest that wants to come on. I'm going to give them the opportunity. Let's see how this will go. So let's
I hope
take
it's
this.
Zilla. I really hope it's
Well,
Zilla.
I guess you pretty much spoiled it because Zilla's here. So Zilla is here. So we got Zilla.
This is who I thought Jason Storm was.
Zilla, thank you.
I don't get told the guest
as
anymore.
known. Somebody, the only fan in this community with common sense, Zilla. The
Zilla,
rest of them,
you're live, Zilla.
blind sheep.
Zilla, let's take the mic off. Put
Zilla
the video
just
on
supports
for a
all of
minute.
us,
Introduce
Jason.
yourself.
And that just
You know.
includes you and natural selection.
Zilla, Cash Carter is here. Can you say something and put the video on?
Yeah, Zilla, I kind of need some backup, actually,
Zilla.
if you wouldn't mind.
Zilla just supports her boyfriend.
Yes.
I got
Zilla.
3 idiots talking to me.
Zilla, how you doing, Zilla?
What?
What's on your mind tonight, Zilla? What's going on? You wanted to come on. What's on your mind?
It's real echoing.
Well, you need to fix the echoing. I mean,
She's natural selection. You see that?
Stop. That she'll have that problem on Thursday's show. She won't be on the video there. It's good to see you, though, Zilla. But anything you would like me to, I guess, translate for you? Or you want me to translate something for you since you're having some echoing issues here? I think we're waiting to say something. Yes, and Zilla, we're waiting. Aaron Blaze, who had a birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Aaron Blaze.
Yeah,
nice to see Aaron Blaze.
Is he finally of age, Aaron Blaze?
He's actually 20. He's 20. 20 now.
No, so he isn't of age yet.
He looks like he's 50.
Depending on what state you're in, though. That depends on what state you're in. I
You
don't
got to
know
be
what
21 to buy alcohol, cigarettes, tobacco, marijuana.
Oh,
Are
you know
you really
what?
an adult when you're 18?
Hey, I still haven't bought any of them. So let's go with you. Zilla, though, I got you here. Would you like to say anything?
Not really.
Okay, well, you're live, though. We'd like you to say something, though. I mean, you're here. I appreciate it, but would you like to say hello to Jason Storm? He obviously is excited to say
Can I ask Zilla a question?
You can ask anything you want. Go ahead.
Zilla, it's more of a rhetorical, but Zilla, tell everybody on this stream and the entire audience, the whole world is watching. Tell them who the top wrestler in ROEW and all of backyard wrestling is. Please tell the world.
Jason Storm.
Jack Delta, is that what I heard?
No, I didn't hear him. I didn't. His name didn't come up.
Jack Delta is history. He's in the history books.
That's what Soldier
coming
was
back.
It's still better
Definitely
champion
not
than
coming
you.
back to ROEW.
Well, so far, I mean, I would have to agree. I mean, he hasn't come back. I mean,
So my question is, we
Still a
say
better
Jason
champion than
Storm's
Jason
one of the best champions. How much times did Jack Delta defend that championship? Bring people outside of our company to fight for that championship. Jack Delta was an amazing champion. You're a joke.
I don't have to beg losers to come.
I have to give mad props to a man that beats me and Forsaken at the same time.
And speaking of people apparently that might be looking to choose a side, Aaron Blaze said he's hoping next month to return to ROEW. Now, would that be to join Natural Selection, or how would that be?
I don't know about that. We're gonna have to talk about that.
Okay, so I'll leave that to the side. I'll leave that one to the side. But continue. We can continue.
I kind of hope Aaron Blaze does wise up and choose Natural Selection when he does join RW again, or return, or re-debut, whatever you want to call it. Because if he doesn't, Tom, if he doesn't join me and bow down to the greatest ROEW World Champion of all time, it's
Then
going
he
to be
might have a
bad
chance
day
in
for
ROEW.
Blaze. Aaron Blaze, up in smoke.
Oh, he said Blaze and Smoke. That
I
was
guess
his
you're
birthday.
just used to having all types of trash and part of Natural Selection. BYW was the same thing. Nothing but trash.
BYW was an afterthought. That was a joke. That was
Well,
all.
one of the guys we
man.
haven't seen since. I mean, he's. Has anyone seen that guy, Big Man Cam? It's like Bigfoot. You used to see him, and he's extinct.
Jason, just shut the hell up. You piss me off. Running your damn mouth. You think you run shit. You don't run nothing. You think you're somebody. You're nobody. You're a peon. You have a strap of gold because someone handed the damn belt to you. You didn't get it fair and square. You're a cheater. You're a chump. You're a piece of crap.
Who
I
handed you this empty?
despise you. These people despise you. You aren't the greatest wrestler in this community. You're looking at one of the greatest wrestlers in the history of the world, not you. You're nothing. You're going to be a has-been when CJ Black kicks your sorry ass and takes that title from you. And there ain't nothing you can do about it.
So I'm just trying to figure out who you were pointing, saying I see the greatest wrestler of all time, but all I see is an old, washed-up hillbilly has-been, Jacob Collins, who looks like he hasn't eaten in 10 years, and Mr. Kron, who, let's just say he avoided ROEW for months because he knew he would have to deal with me. So I don't really see
At least
wasn't
I don't
medically
almost did, bro.
Tom is a great host. I'll say
I wasn't
Tom is a
medically
great host.
cleared.
That's
In the
where
last
they-
match we had, you ran like a coward.
Well,
I had something going on. It was an emergency.
Jacob, though, have you eaten though in the last 10 days? Have you ate? You ate, right?
Yeah, but that 4 months, Jason barely fed anything
How
to me.
was that 4
And this
months?
piece
Hey,
of
gotta
crap
say, Jacob,
the
you
whole
looked pretty
time was
damn
eating
good in there
pizza
last
right
week.
in front of my face.
The
At
best
least
4
you're
months
eating.
Jacob Collins ever had.
I think you'll be. You're not coming out to the
Jacob,
Drake song. Best I
You
ever
looked
had.
great last week. That new look.
Zilla, do you want to say anything, Zilla? You're here, Zilla. I know you're dying to say something, Zilla. Zilla Thriller. Zilla the Thriller.
Zilla, how can you support a cancer?
Well, then why
like
are you
Jason
here?
Storm?
I mean, I appreciate you here, but would you like to say something? Oh, well, thank you for trying. Thank you for trying.
I can't blame Zilla for being shell shocked when she's in the presence of pure greatness. Her favorite wrestler on the planet is on her screen. How could she even?
So how did you feel? Well, I asked you something, Mr. Storm. How did you feel last week when Cash Carter had the Zilla armband? How did you feel about that? What was from your vantage point? What was your perspective on that in the ROW arena?
I think love is a beautiful thing, Tom. And if Zilla and Cash Carter had this burning passion for each other, Cash clearly wanted to show and shout out Zilla. That was to his own. He asked me, "Is this okay, Mr. Storm?" And I said, "Of course. I love Zilla. Of course."
See this? They cling on to any fan they get. Sorry, Zilla, you're their only fan.
Well, I mean,
true, but
ROW has 1,200. But ROW has almost 1,250 subscribers. I mean, I think that there are a lot of fans in ROW, and I think
CJ Black. Thank you, Jack Delta.
But I think Jason Storm was the owner of the
Storm.
I definitely appreciate everyone's service in ROW, but objectively, Jason's been there from the beginning, and he's held the world title multiple times, and I think he should, as everybody else gets a credit. You know, everybody's.
Look, I've given the man credit. Jason Storm is the reason I was even interested in ROW 2 years ago.
That's true.
But then I don't know what happened to him. Then I seen him in IMF, and it was like, man, you look like you're getting lazy, moving slower, getting bigger.
But Jason, you were a topic on Sunday's show, though. You were a topic because we had this whole debate about the House of Wolves and Il Drago. I'm not going there. That's Thursday's show. But you came up and in a way, I think you were here for it. Even that some would even say you're responsible for this new IMF and this House of Wolves because Omen Black maybe saw finally where he should be.
Jason had to break Omen.
Well, apparently now 2 companies' successes, you might even say Jason's responsible for. Some could say that he's responsible for ROW and IMF success.
Jason Storm's the root of all my problems.
Let's first. I am so happy to hear that, Kron. That makes my day. Honestly, I've had a shit day before this, but that just made it all. That was the cherry on top. But let me just address a few things. I'll address the Omen thing, but first and foremost, let's just talk about you guys hate on me. Say Jason Storm's nothing. He's lazy. All these idiots in the community.
I've given you your respect.
Talk and speak my name time after time. I'm not even around. I'm not even watching Sportswire some nights, and still my name comes up. I was watching.
To be fair, that champ, there are some shows that I would even say, yeah, don't tune in. Some shows I would say don't tune into. Lately, it's been a little better.
I'll tell you who I have respect for.
Hold on, Jacob. Before you open your stupid mouth and say something no one wants to hear, let's address Omen Black.
Yes, let's go with that.
It's really simple. Omen stared up at the lights, 1, 2, 3, after a tornado lariat from yours truly, Jason Storm, with the separated shoulder. Might I add you? There wasn't full power behind that.
Right.
After that, he saw the light, and Omen, although he's maybe a little too far in Iowa to join natural selection with me on a week-to-week basis in ROEW, it seems like he's coming into his own form of natural selection with this House of Wolves group he's got going on. And if the day ever comes that I show up back in IMF, rest assured, I know who I'm siding with, because that foundation shit, that's for the birds. That's
well, you know what? I'm not even going there with that, sir, because this guy Anthony Steele came on, and Il Drago, poor Drago, it was his show, The High Chief, and he's got until Thursday to decide to join the House of Wolves, or he might be joining Jacob Collins for a 4-month sabbatical. I mean, that he had. So I don't know. I don't want to go down that road.
Drago will take care of Steele. I ain't worried about that. And Storm, you and Omen are one and the same.
And Drago did say coming at a man for not being medically cleared is a dangerous game. He did want to point that out.
See, I'm smarter than you, Storm. When I'm not medically cleared, I get healed up so I can come back better.
And Zilla wants to say, because she's having technical difficulties, that the best ROEW champion is the Pokemon Master, Jason Storm, and also that she wants to know if she's still an honorary member of Natural Selection or a full member or not a member at all.
Zilla, rest assured, when Tom, I'm gonna throw this out there because it was teased that Natural Selection may or not be joining the Sportswire Hall of Fame.
But we talked about it. We did.
So yes. Here are the stipulations, Tom. If you ever want to induct Natural Selection,
you gotta tell me a date. You gotta tell me when you want to do it.
I feel bad if he inducts
let's hold off. Let's hold off until after.
I really don't care what you got to say, Jason. I just want to interrupt you now because you pissed me off with your annoyance. I think you're a big piece of crap. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm unmuted. My bad.
Yeah, we're live, James. In case you didn't know, we're live on Sportswire. Yeah. We're live.
Oh,
we're live. This isn't a pre-recorded show. Like, we had a vampire on Thursday. This past week, it was pre-recorded. Let's just say, that was pre-recorded. But this is live.
I'm sorry. I was just speaking my mind. I didn't know I was talking out loud. That's my apologies.
Don't worry.
What were those stipulations? What were those stipulations?
Yeah, if you would shut your mouth so I could actually say. Nobody wants to hear you anyway. That's
why stuff right here. Time is really good. When you listen to Jason talk and you get sick, take time. It'll help clear that shit up.
All right. So, Tom, this brings me to my first stipulation. Absolutely no James Taylor on screen.
Jason, shut your mouth.
No.
What I have to say.
I want to hear what the champion has to say. Champ, you got the floor. I want to hear it. What do you got?
Yeah, shut your mouth, Grey Valley Stone Cold. Get your own stick.
What?
Anyway.
Let's go. I want to hear it.
No James Taylor on screen because I can't stand the sound of his voice and he never has anything intelligent or relevant to say. And B, Zilla, the honorary member of Natural Selection, has to be present so that we can formally induct Natural Selection along with Zilla into the Sportswire Hall of Fame. And I think as far as a date, Tom, let's just hold off until after I prove to the world that yet again I can mop the floor with CJ Black.
What?
Okay.
That sounds great to me.
Okay, listen, champ, it's your call. All right.
Zilla, don't go in the Hall of Fame with Natural Selection. That'd be the worst. Oh, no.
I have something to say to Jason Storm.
Selection.
Go ahead, Jacob. I want to hear what you have to say.
Jason, honestly, 2 years ago, I respected you. And the way you are now, I don't blame you. Because you had one person who made you this way, and that's CJ Black. But you went too far, buddy. I'm telling you that right now. You're a piece of crap champion. You would not be holding that. Big Man Cam was the first one to kick out of your finisher. And what did you have to do? You had to resort to brass knuckles. You coward.
And if you hear, hit the follow button for Jason.
Is Big Man Cam the ROEW World Champion right now? Or is Jason Storm the ROEW World Champion? Because the way I see it, it doesn't matter how I beat Cam. Cam hasn't been back in ROEW or even seen.
I haven't heard anything from him. I don't even think I've seen him on on a Sportswire in 3 months. I don't think I've seen him.
Why would anyone trust Jason Storm? You have turned your back on every single person that's been close to you. So why is Alex and C Money blindly following you?
Cash Carter.
C Money, yeah.
Let's call it what it is. C Money's dead. C Money is gone. He's buried.
C Money was real. C Money's respectful. C Money was a champion.
And
Cash Carter is a chump. Cash Carter is a coward.
I don't keep weak people by my side, so I couldn't continue to be friends with Jacob. I definitely be.
It seems that you keep the weakest minds next to you, closest to you, because you can manipulate them. And once
now,
they figure
Jason,
you out,
when Darkon is finished, continue, Darkon. I do have something for you, which I'm going to play in a minute.
when they figure you out, they leave you.
Natural selection is forever. Go ahead, Tom.
Isn't that what you said about BYW?
Well, apparently I have in orders from the owner of ROEW, James Taylor. He has something that he wants to share and that he wants to play, and he wants to show you this. I don't know what it is. We haven't actually. I don't know what it
wanted
is.
to share who really is the right-hand man in ROEW. So please watch the tape. It's a good 30 seconds. It was an interview, and that's why I hired him. After you watch it, keep all comments until the video's over, and then please give me your rebuttal as to your opinion on this right-hand man, please. Thank you.
All right, so for those that are listening and watching here, James Taylor has instructed us to play this video, which we would like to play here. So let's play it.
What do you think of this guy, Jason Storm, the ROEW World Heavyweight Champion?
This guy, I don't know nothing about whoever the fuck it is. I hate this fucking guy, but he's a real pain in the ass.
Yeah, what would you do to him?
This guy, I would kill that fucking dude. He ain't got no match for me.
What about Alex Cross?
His brother? Oh, he ain't want to do that.
You'd bury him.
Fucking him? Shit. I'll fucking smack the hell out of that kid. I'll beat the hell out of his ass.
Beat the hell out of him.
He don't want to see nothing from me.
Hey, Beat, what do you think of this guy, Jason Storm, ROEW World Heavyweight Champion?
This guy, I don't know nothing about whoever the fuck it is. I hate this
I think
guy.
obviously we don't want to be censored off the air. We appreciate this video, James, but obviously that was not something we expected to play, and certainly interesting to see Howard Stern's Beetlejuice there, who famously was hit over the head with a guitar by Jeff Jarrett in a WCW Monday Nitro. Something tells me
he's got wrestling knowledge.
Something tells me, though, if Beetlejuice comes to the ROEW arena, Natural Selection will certainly have their own guitar for him. And yeah, we need Beetlejuice one eventually. Well, we had Rhino and Sabio Vega. So I mean, who knows, right? Thank you, DG. Yeah. Who knows?
Well, Jason, what do you think of my right-hand man? I'd like to know from my champion that you
can't wait to meet him.
I didn't know that was the right-hand man in ROEW. I thought it was Kyle Shelby.
I'm going to give props to the Natural Selection because they hold all the gold in ROEW. So congratulations, because they are pretty dominant. I just want to know, what do they think of the right-hand man of James Taylor?
Stop.
I'll say this, and I'll leave it at this. I lost more than half of my brain cells watching that garbage. More than half. And if that's
I don't know. He said he'd whoop your ass.
You are in trouble, sir.
I would pay for
smack the
Beetlejuice.
shit out of Alex.
Wouldn't y'all love to pay to see Beetlejuice go one-on-one for the ROEW title against Jason Storm? I would.
And just to let you know, while you ponder that thought,
Yeah, I seen that. Omen
Black is here, of course. James Taylor stealing the work of someone else and claiming it as his own.
Whoa, Mr. Omen Black. Where's this coming from? I thought you didn't like Jason Storm. This guy took your DKW title about that.
Have you been hearing the interview, though, tonight? Jason respected
They're in love with each other now. They're one and the same.
He respected him, though. I think that was like last month, James. It was a respect here, mutual respect.
Much like ROEW,
kiss.
James doesn't watch his own product. He certainly doesn't watch IMF, so he wouldn't know that. He would not know that.
I watch ROEW. I'm not worried about IMF because I've done and handled my business. Now all my business is 100% on ROEW. And you are my champion, and I would like you to represent the company as the real champion, not as a little paper champion. How about that?
I'm not a paper champion.
You are a paper champion.
Explain that. Go ahead.
You are a paper champion. Because you backdoor against every single win that you get. You're going to probably find a way to weasel out of your match with CJ Black. You're going to act like it's the biggest thing in the world, and then when it comes down to the end of the day, you're going to find a way to get out of it.
Or run like you did on me.
That's rich. That's funny, actually, because why would I beg and plead you, who should have made the match 2 months ago, for a match? I had to stoop to real lows to get this match. And now it's really, really personal. And that's your fault, James. So whatever happens in ROEW the next few weeks between me and old CJ Black, just know you're at fault.
Champ, I got to ask you this question. As we're here with Jacob Collins, Darkron, James Taylor, ROEW owner, Zilla, Natural Selection's biggest fan and honorary member, and the ROEW world champion, the puppet master, Jason Storm. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce, your voice, figuratively and literally. We're all wrestling mouths. If you're here, please hit the sub button for ROEW. We have a big Friday night face-off here coming up. Also, if you'd like to follow us, do that here on YouTube and hit the sub button first. Champ, I want to ask you, though, this question. We're going to have this match with you and CJ Black, a Golden Glory. Is ROEW big enough right now for you and CJ Black?
I'd say no. That's kind of where all this stemmed from, Tom. I mean, let's roll back the camera 2 years that everyone keeps talking about the old Jason Storm. I came into ROEW trying to make a name for myself, and CJ Black wasn't having it from day one. And so, through all that, I devised a plan. See, everybody thinks Jason Storm changed. I didn't change. I'm showing my true colors. I'm being myself, 100% Jason. And I devised a year-long plan that panned out flawlessly, might I add, to befriend CJ and stab him in the back.
Oh my God, why are you so fucking boring? Shut up!
Well, I do want to ask
one. To see him kick your sorry ass and take the title, and you just kick rocks, buddy. Period.
Well, let me ask you, Champ, let me ask you one follow-up on that. Is speaking of the good guy, in a way, it does kind of tie into the IMF, because the good guy is supposed to make it there to the Palo Community Center there on Saturday, and I guess if you have it your way, maybe on Friday Night Face-Off here coming up, CJ Black won't even make it to Iowa. I mean, I'm sure that you would, since now you and Omen Black seem to have a mutual respect and an appreciation for what you guys are doing at the helm of both companies on top, I'm sure that you'd like to see CJ Black's ride to Iowa be very bumpy for him, or maybe not even make it if you have your way coming up this Friday.
Well, I can't really divulge any Natural Selection plans for Face-Off, so you will have to tune in and see. But I'll answer your question with a question. Why in the hell, if CJ Black has a one-on-one match for the ROEW Championship of the World, is he going to IMF to waste his energy, time, and wrestling resources when he should be saving every ounce of energy he has for gold and glory, the main event?
I guess that question or answer
because
to that
there's no respect for a champ that doesn't defend the title.
Or
so he don't need to train and get. He's already in shape. He's ready.
But could you say though that
the title is just stupid?
But could you say though, conversely, objectively speaking, CJ going there is what James did. James went there, and that was a topic here when James went to Iowa. We had asked that question when James was here, and why weren't you going to ROEW yet? And James's answer was, well, it's a separate issue, but CJ is doing, some would say, the same that James did. And, the results that James had, he's not with a championship at the moment. So CJ going there is just following what James did, I guess, from your vantage point, or some that would feel that way.
I'll say, I hope CJ does make it to Iowa, because I want his little IMF return to end exactly like James Taylor's debut. Him staring at the lights as a loser, a pathetic loser.
Now, I do want to ask, this is for both for James and Kron. I want to get to Omen, and we'll get to a few final thoughts. I know all of you are getting ready for Friday Face Off and Golden Glory, and we're very excited about all that. But for you, Mr. Kron, and obviously James Taylor, do you have any advice for CJ going back to the IMF? Any words of wisdom you want to give the good guy, the 7-star superstar? Not that he needs it, but would you guys want to say anything to him in representing the company this Saturday, going to the Palo?
Keep your head on a swivel. Keep your eyes open, keep your ears open.
Boy, well,
watch out for them pound puppies.
That was a cartoon, though. That was Once Upon a Time.
Omen and his pound puppies. That's the only thing you probably have to worry about.
Stop. We'd like to say, James, would you like to say anything on that, James, about CJ going there this Saturday? Would you like to say anything, maybe give him words of encouragement representing the company this Saturday there? I mean, you'd have to. You've been there.
Steel's ass.
Sometimes the guys that are the best in the world,
I'd personally
the few guys that truly are the best in the world are always ready. They're always ready to get in that ring and go 100 miles an hour, and they're going to do whatever they can because it's just like I think of somebody like Jason Storm as a big lump of coal, and every one of us are a lump of coals until we get all that pressure put down on top of us, and you either crumble to dust or you turn into a diamond. And maybe CJ Black is going to show that maybe he's one of these diamonds in this community. And a diamond can always withstand anything, especially the pressure of somebody like Natural Selection and Jason Storm. Maybe he's just going for a chance to warm his boots up, get warmed up in that ring, because then when he comes back to Michigan, he steps through the doors of ROEW, he's going to look Jason Storm face to face, and he's probably, well, because Jason decided to make it personal. And if it was me, and if it was Dark Cron, if it was Jacob Collins, hell, if it was you, Tom Bryce, if you threaten anybody in our family, it's personal. And one thing that I can guarantee you is that any real man who gets threatened personally like that, the guy who did the threatening is a dead man. And I really feel bad for you. I really hope he doesn't end your career. But at the same time, I'm not going to bat an eye if he does.
Well, I mean, we'll find out. And I did want to put up Omen's comment before we get to some final thoughts in that, Jason, you're not going to have to worry about CJ. The Wolves will make sure he's not going to be 100% for you. A gift from me to you, boy. I mean,
CJ, keep your head on a swivel and keep your eyes open and your ears open.
Or you're not the only one with friends in other states, in other promotions.
Just remember, I have brothers there too.
That's
Who
true.
are you talking to? Me?
Well,
you talking to Kron? You talking to me? What?
You're the only dumbass named James on my screen. So figure it out. Do the math. 2 + 2
Dude,
is
I got
4.
friends all over the world. You might have a few friends in Iowa. I've got friends all over the world. You really think that I'm worried about any little extra friends you might have? A pack of puppy dogs? Oh, so scared. Throw them a bone. They'll be all right.
well, I mean, we'll certainly find out. And Zilla is here. She did want to say that Jason Storm is not a paper champion and that she supports Jason Storm. That's what she wanted to say there.
Gotta be getting heavy holding them up.
Omen wants to also point out, what a nerd talking about coal and diamonds. Who cares about coal, you dork? That's his words, not mine.
Okay, well, I mean, if he wants to call himself a whale penis, but all right.
Well, I think we're getting toward the end of the show here. Yes.
I
yes,
apologize. James. Tom, I would like to apologize.
No, sir, it's okay. You gotta pass.
I've been really selfish. I've been really
selfish. No, you
selfish.
haven't. No. We love having you on here. No.
I'm sorry. I need to do better. Jason,
no,
you really are right. You are correct. A lot of guys are. I need to be a better owner. I need to show appreciation to my champion. You are the ROEW World Champion. I really hope that you make things best for business when it comes down to defending the ROEW Championship. I hope that you do it fair and square. Please don't disappoint me. Please don't disappoint the ROEW universe, because the ROEW universe is the reason that you're on the ROEW YouTube channel. The reason that the ROEW universe watches you is because they like to see you come on there and get your little ass kicked all the time. So I apologize for making it kind of about me. I need to put my personal feelings aside. This is business. Business is business. From an owner to his champion. Jason Storm, Thank you for what you do, and I look forward to seeing what happens between you and CJ Black because I know it's going to be a classic.
Wow,
that's all I'm going to say.
Well, you know what? James Taylor has turned a new leaf, and that was very classy of him. I mean, that's why he's the greatest owner, and a man that has 130,000 followers. And I'll tell you what, that was heroic there by James Taylor. And what a show tonight on Sportswire Radio. We thought James was dead, and he came on, and we had Jacob Collins show up, Darkron, and Zilla's here, and that was interesting. And Jason Storm showed up, and plenty of people here in the chat. And let's get to closing thoughts. I want to go with you, Jacob Collins, first. Jacob, I can't wait to see Face Off. I'll be in the chat. I'm looking forward to it. We'll certainly see if you get your wishes. And I want to pass the baton to you with any closing thoughts and fire away.
I have a question for Jason Storm. I don't know if you were watching this whole time, but I have a championship match against Cash Carter coming up.
I'm well aware.
So how's it going to feel when Natural Selection falls apart? When Alex Cross loses his title to Dark Crown? When you lose your title to CJ Black and Cash Carter loses his title to me? How's that going to make you feel?
So sweet. Jacob, I'll say this. You've read the Bible too much, too many fairy tales. You're living in fantasy land, my friend. Because at the end of Golden Glory, all you're going to see is 3 members of Natural Selection and still ROEW, DKW, and ROEW Prestige Champion. Natural Selection. And then we're going to come on Tom's show under the brightest lights, the biggest stage, and we're going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame. And all you pathetic weasels, all you losers that stared up at the lights at Golden Glory, you're going to have to watch as I, again, run roughshod through ROEW. I run shit. I'll wait for my turn now, Tom. Please, no more questions until it's my time, gentlemen.
You're going last. You're the champion. And Omen did want to say Jacob Collins' little stupid face looks like Lieutenant Daniel.
No. Piss on that. He ain't going last. This ain't his show.
Well, I'm going with Darkron next. I'm going with Darkron next for closing thoughts. Regardless, we're going with that. Mr. Kron, it is always so good to see you, and I'm glad you're here with us. So I'd like to give you some closing thoughts. Anything else you want to say about Mr. Cross or anything else on your mind?
Cross's time's coming, yeah. And Golden Glory, Natural Selection's over.
Oh, well, that's
all
really
the titles are on the line. You guys are finally defending your titles, and you're going to lose every damn one of them. Natural Selection is going to be destroyed after Golden Glory. I can't wait. James, that'll be the day of reckoning right there.
Well, the reckoning day would be coming. From your vantage point, somebody listened to Megadeth's Euthanasia album, Reckoning Day, but we'll certainly not play a loud drum beat to end the show tonight. Thank you for that, Mr. Kron. Zilla, I know you're going to have 2 words or 3 words, but would you like to say any final words in case I'm missing something? Zilla, you are quite an interesting person. Jason Storm is not a people. Zilla, I would just like to say going forward, when you come on, please say a little more for the audience. We appreciate having you, but you got to say a little more for the audience. But thank you, Zilla, and we'll move on. Omen Black, Kron is half the idiot that Alex Cross is.
Hi to everyone.
What did you say, Zilla? What did you say, Zilla?
I said hi to everyone.
Oh, good. Yes, you got to say a little more, Zilla. I
Hi,
think
Zilla.
you want to be here. Thank you, Zilla. Thank you very much, Zilla.
The idiot that
we got to get that mic fixed, Zilla.
Yes, we got to get the mic. I think we all could agree on that. You got to get the mic fixed. You got to put the video on a little more. We're in prime time, Zilla. Come on, let's go. This isn't,
You're a star, Zilla. You're in Natural Selection.
You're on every stream. Everybody knows you. You got to be on the video.
You're the biggest fan.
You're on. I see it.
Everybody here for Natural Selection.
ROEW, they love having you here. So yeah, I don't think you'll be on Thursdays, Zilla. So you make use of your time here now.
But Omen said I'm half the idiot that Alex Cross is.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So
that's exactly
still, Alex Cross is a bigger idiot, is what he's saying, right?
I'm gonna not say anything on behalf of Omen Black because he's here
That's
Thursday.
pretty much what it looks like.
I'm gonna say nothing on that because I've got Anthony Steele, Omen Black, Il Drago, I would imagine, Justin Parsley and Solo GP in the same room. So can you imagine what that's going to be like? I'm saying, who knows
I got
what
3
happens
brothers
there.
right there. Yeah. I wouldn't be worried about it.
But you don't have
Phone
3.
puppies.
There's a few other ones you don't have as brothers. And I don't know if you consider Justin Parsley one of those brothers.
Parsley makes up his mind, figure out what he's going to do, and we'll see.
All right. So, James, technically Jason is the champion. So I'm going to say we'll go with you for now last. Knowing you'll get a comment. But, James, I'm giving you the floor. Anything you want to plug, share, or say, and take it away, sir.
Tune in to ROEW Face Off this Friday as I make a major announcement. And the stipulations to the match between CJ Black and one Jason Storm for the ROEW Championship of the world, because it's going to be a hell of a spectacle. I got some stipulations for you, Mr. Storm. I hope that you are prepared for them. I know you're the champion. Look at me. I know you're the champion. I respect you. It doesn't mean I have to like you. I hate your guts, and I know you hate mine. But that's just the world that's the cards we've been given. That's the world we're in right now. You're going to have to accept the fact that I am your boss, just like I guess, sadly, I'm going to have to accept the fact that you're my champion and you represent this company. So don't disappoint. Jason Storm versus CJ Black, going to be a hell of a time. Jacob Collins going one-on-one with one Cash Carter, or I like to say C Money, for the Prestige Championship. And yes, the returning Dark Kron going back for that DKW World Heavyweight title, and he will probably take back from little Alex Cross. Regardless, it's going to be a hell of a show. I plead you, everybody, tune in this Friday to ROEW Face Off, because you won't want to miss it. It's going to be a hell of a show. Jason, good luck to you. I'll see you Friday. And if you got any questions for me, you know how to get a hold of me, because I'm not a hard man to find.
Well, I'm giving the champ the floor, and he's got the last words tentatively at the moment, and I'm going to let him say what he would like to say before Friday, and take it away, sir.
I'll say this, and I'm really kind of sick of the narrative that I'm afraid or I don't defend my championship, because, again, we're going to go with the fact, James, I've been asking for the match for 2 months. The day after I won this belt, I was out there in the ring telling the world I want to defend my championship against CJ Black. So the problem is you took so long to see my messages, hear my voicemails, see the emails, whatever it is, James. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter now is everything I've done, said, or even, thought of CJ Black, it's nothing compared to what's going to happen at Golden Glory. And the road to Golden Glory, despite whatever you think you're going to say on Face Off, is going to be very, very bad for Mr. CJ Black. So he needs to watch his back. And he needs to ask himself the question, what kind of boss would put me in this situation? Right now, I'm going to tell the world, Tom, and I'm going to leave it at that. Everything that I've done and everything that's going to happen to CJ Black is James Taylor's fault. Because I asked, as a courtesy, nicely for this match. And you, as a boss, have not only failed me, your champion, which is disgusting, it's disrespectful, but you failed CJ Black. And you put him and his family in harm's way. And him, his entire family, and his wrestling career are going to feel the wrath of natural selection.
And you never once asked me why. You bitched about the fact that I didn't respond to you. Why won't you give me this match, James? Why won't you set up the match, James? I want a CJ Black versus Jason Storm, James. How come you never gave it to me? How come it won't happen? You never asked me why, Mr. Storm. Maybe it's because the fact that CJ Black knew that he didn't want to embarrass you. Maybe CJ Black deep down knew that you couldn't beat him, and he didn't want to give you the opportunity to try to defend that title, because you know deep down in your dark little nasty soul, Jason Storm, that CJ Black has got your number. And I think 100% that CJ Black is the reason why you are the way you are today in ROEW. Because if anything, you're a carbon copy of CJ Black, the good guy, the 7-star superstar. And if anything, that's all you are, is a CJ Black wannabe. But hey, I mean, I could be wrong. I guess we'll find out at Golden Glory. I guess we'll find out, because now you made it personal, and only now I made the match official, because when a man comes to me and says, I have to get justice because this right now is personal, I want Jason Storm. I had no choice but to respect that man's wishes, because you threatened his daughter. He didn't want the match, Storm. You made it personal. And now you deal with him personally as a man, one-on-one, for your stupid little title. That's the way he says it. That's the way he's going to look at it, because you made it personal. You don't threaten a man's family. And you crossed the line. You're a pig. You're a piece of crap. And honestly, justice is going to be served at Golden Glory. So good luck to you.
We're going to find out. There's the only left that we can do. The only thing left is this Friday. Tune in to Friday Night Face-Off. We will see CJ Black and Jason Storm in action. We will see more from Jacob Collins, presumably Darkron, Alex Cross. We're getting ready for Golden Glory, where you're going to see Jacob Collins and Cash Carter for the ROW Prestige Championship. For the DKW Championship, the returning Darkron goes up against Alex Cross, the DKW World Champion, in a main event. And really, I think one of the most highly anticipated matches in underground wrestling history. It's going to be Jason Storm and CJ Black for that ROW World Championship. These two men have had quite a history. It's really, I think, going to be one of the greatest matches in history. And this is why you have to follow ROW and support ROW. James Taylor has done another great job here putting this card together. I'm excited about it. You should be. I'm going to be here in the chat this Friday when Face-Off goes on. You need to be here for it. Please support ROW. I can't say enough about what ROW means to us here. And speaking of people that have been, fighting, and maybe we should have them in ROW, our old buddy here, who's certainly doing quite a number of different things. Well, actually, we can't play the video, so we'll leave that at that. But we're going to say I had a video to play, but the video won't load. So we'll have to scratch that out for a different time. But in the meantime, we are here. But actually, before we do anything, Cash Carter did want to say, wait, I have a match. I'm sick. So forget that. Forget what I was about to say, because Cash Carter just said that he doesn't know if he
I'm
has
sick
a
every
match.
day, brother. Get in there and fight.
Yeah,
Well,
fight. You're the prestige champion.
But
You
what
fight
if
with
he has
honor,
COVID, though? What if he has COVID
Okay.
and he does?
Well,
I don't wanna hear any
I hope he
excuses.
does something to fix it, because if he doesn't show up, according to my right-hand man, then any champion of natural selection that doesn't show up to Golden Glory will be stripped of their title.
So even if he has COVID, now again, I agree with you. He should be there to defend. But by some chance, Cash Carter has COVID, and he could infect the entire roster with COVID.
Wear
You
a mask.
still say he should show up?
He
Is that
can wear
such
a
a thing?
mask.
Sort of wear? Is that
He
is
can
that
wear
a
a
thing?
mask.
still? Do people
Wear a
still
mask.
wear masks now? It's
Let me
they
just
still do that?
let me just say this real quick. James, you don't have to worry about natural selection showing up to Golden Glory. All three members are going to be there.
All
to
right.
defend their
And you better
championship.
check your little buddy, because he's over here
Cash-
calling in sick.
Cash might
Well,
be
you know-
sick for face-off, and if he's not on face-off, that's none of your guys' business. It's
Well,
face-off.
then I'd like to add real quick,
Ooh, a
because
face-off
now that
episode,
you're
you missed
here,
it. Who cares?
I know, sir, but right now that you're here, I just now remembered one thing about Face Off. I said at the beginning of the show, Jason Storm, I would like for you to please find one of your little natural buddies, okay, little butt buddies. Pick a partner, because you're in a tag team. You're in tag team action this Friday night at Face Off against CJ Black, because I'm making it official. And my right hand man, no, it's not Beetlejuice, but you'll find out sooner or later. I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
don't think
announce
that
that
will work.
Friday who CJ Black's partner is going to be. We're going to find that out. And it's going to be against you and one of your little butt buddies. So let us know. On
Well, we're going to
Friday, all
find
right?
out. We're going to definitely find out. We'll see. Cash Carter, so far, will be in action, at least for the Golden Glory Prestige title match that he holds. And Jason Storm's going to be here on Face Off on Friday in tag team action with a natural selection member. And CJ Black is going to be in action with James Taylor's right-hand man, which will be announced on Friday. I'm excited about that. And Dark, I do not want to cross Darkon. Boy, you know what? I am definitely not crossing him. And we
Just
thank
getting
everybody.
irritated, that's all.
Well, you know what? I'm staying on this side, and we'll see about natural
You're not
selection
part
when
of
they
natural
go.
selection. You're okay.
Well, I'm not in any group, but I am certainly here for Sportzwire Radio until maybe James Taylor takes over or somebody else does. But
I'm busy
Zilla,
learning
thank you.
ROEW, Tom. Don't worry.
All right. Well, maybe Zilla will take over. Zilla, fix your mic and you can take over. But thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Please support ROEW. That's their YouTube channel, ROEW Underground. And I'll be here on Thursday for sure. I'll be here with a slew of the IMF stars, and I'm sure 3 or 4 of you will be definitely tuned into that. And Zilla, I hope you tune in from afar. And I'll be here Wednesday afternoon with Cody of CCW. She's in action this Saturday, but in the meantime, she'll be here 8 o'clock British Standard Time. But thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. And thankfully, James Taylor is alive. Thankfully, we were joined by Jacob Collins, Darkron, and the ROEW World Champion, the Puppet Master Jason Storm, and the Thriller herself, Zilla. And thank you so much. Hit the sub button for ROEW and myself on Sportzwire Radio. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are on the number one global radio station that is Sportzwire Radio, where all wrestling